what's good, people? Today I'm gonna do something a little bit different for you guys. I'm gonna tell you a little bit about a basic 3-point lighting setup, something that you guys will need if you ever wanna do your own little YouTube videos or even shoot your own music video, do your own headshots. You know, this is the very basics of professional lighting. So I'll break it down for you a little bit. Right here in front of me, about at a 45-degree angle, is called my key light. That's shining down on my face. That's my brightest, most powerful light. Then over here to my right, I have a fill light, which is filling in the shadows on the other side of my face. And over here behind my head, I have what's called a rim light or a hair light. There's a lot of different names for this one, but basically that's just lighting kind of the back of my shoulders and the top of my head and pulling me away from the background a little bit more. I'm shooting on a Canon T5i with an adapted Nikon fixed 135 2.8 lens. So if you guys are interested in that kind of stuff, that's what I'm using here. And I got a little lavalier microphone going into my Reason setup, recording my voice. So I'm gonna turn on one of these lights at a time so you can see exactly what each one of them is doing, and then we'll edit it together and show you exactly what's happening. So give me a second. So this is my room with no lights. You can see over here behind my shoulder, that's shooting down my hallway of my apartment into the living room, which has a light on. So you can see it's kind of casting a little bit of light around me, giving me a silhouette, and whatever's coming through the window is barely lighting my face. But right now I'm gonna turn on this key light that's right in front of me and show you guys what that one's doing by itself. So this is my key light. It's an LED panel. F&V is the brand. So anyways, it's just an LED panel. It can change from yellow to blue color temperature and intensities. It's pretty nice, and it has a white plastic soft box kind of sheet in front of it to soften up the light. You can see what this light is doing is given the main focal point on the left-hand side of my face here, but it's casting these very hard shadows on the right over here. So in order to fix that problem, over here we have the fill light to fill in the shadow. So this is now with my fill light on. You can see how I have a much more even lighting on both sides of my face. It filled in all those heavy shadows on the right-hand side, and depending on the intensity of this light, you can get different looks. You know, if that light is at full power, and maybe I would set this fill light to half or something like that. And right now it's a little bit brighter than that, just to get a more flat, even lighting on my face. But just so you guys know, that's how you would get different looks whenever you're doing your own setup. Just adjust the ratio of the fill to key. So the third light that I mentioned is really gonna pop me out of the background. It's in a lot of situations, it's one of your most important lights, especially if I had a really dark background behind me here. My hair would start blending into it. My shirt would definitely start blending into it. And this light right over here, kind of casting on my shoulders and the top of my head, is just gonna give that professional look, that depth that you really need. And if you're an amateur, you don't know that that's the most important light to do that. So I'm gonna turn that one on right now. So now you can see, especially on this side of me, I'm kind of popping off the background just a little bit more. Obviously on a darker background, this would be much more exaggerated. In a best case scenario, I would have a boom light stand and put that light directly above my head, just behind it, kind of pointing at the back of me. And it would give me a more even rim light around and pop me off the background in all directions. But because I only have straight stands right now, it's kind of just pointing down at this angle. So you can see this side has much more of an effect than this side does. So that's the basics of 3-point lighting. Hopefully you guys learned a little bit how to make your photos and videos a lot more professional in the future. And that's probably about it for me. I'll probably take a few shots of what my room looks like around here and just get you guys an idea. It's kind of a mess, but you'll see exactly what I'm working with. Okay, so this is basically the room that I was filming in here. It's quite a mess, but you can see exactly how everything's set up. I have my key light over here in front of me. This is where I was sitting on the bed here. My fill light is over to the right, and the rim light is up on this little step here, shining down straight on top of me. The tripod was set all the way back there in my vocal booth, and the lens was very, very long, so that's how far away I had to be sitting on the bed in order to get the shot that you just saw. So let me show you these lights, the F&V LEDs. They're pretty cool. You can see there are these panels of LED lights. They're blue and yellowish orange. And let me reach up here. You can see I can change the temperature by filtering through those. I had it set right about even, and there's also intensity. And I have this white soft panel just hanging in front of it, softening all three of the lights, and they're all the same. I don't want to show you too much of my house, so that's about it. Check out @JustScience on Twitter, the Just Science on YouTube, Indie Parts on SoundCloud, and J.SciBeats.com is coming really, really soon, guys. So keep an eye out for it. Peace.